Time. This is Our Lagos on Women Radio WFM 91.7. Our Lagos is where we look at the culture, we look at the tradition, we look at life generally in the mega city, the hustle, the bustle in the city of Lagos. Don't forget, say my name is Anthony, and today on Our Lagos, waiting on the rummage the society for a very long time now in regards to the COVID-19. So today we're talking on the palliative measures where our government don't talk, say they will make available for every one of us. So the question we're asking from you today is, have you gotten your stimulus package? It's no longer news, of course, that Lagos State had announced an economic stimulus package for residents, targeting about 200,000 households in the first phase of the lockdown. It involves food packs put together by the Agricultural Ministry that are to be distributed to every local government area in the state. It is to reach at the same time the most vulnerable communities and households, with priority given to those who rely on daily wages. It was also reported at the point that by the governor himself that these food packs are produced for 6 persons per household, 6 persons per household, and are meant to last for at least 14 days. Yes, this was reported by the governor himself, and we've experienced and seen the end of the first 14-day lockdown, and we're in the second phase of the extended lockdown. I want to know on Our Lagos today, what package have gotten to you? How has it benefited you and your family during this pandemic? I want to talk on today as the situation take be on your Women Radio WFM 91.7.
What I want to say is that this palliative of a thing that the federal government introduced, let me put it this way.
Okay.
It's a very big scam to the nation. And it will be at the end of the day, our government is going to regret of all these things that they are doing. Because I look at it earlier on when they started this thing, we came out to tell Nigerians that instead of all these things, this food distributing is not going to help anybody. It's not going to help. But at the end of the day, me and you yourself, you work as a media, but you see the amount of money that the federal government will tell us that they spent on it. And let us be sincere with ourselves. If they share that money into individual, at least nobody will gain up no less than 20,000 in this country. Let me even come down to Lagos State government.
Okay.
The same thing is the same thing in Lagos State. The money that they are going to tell us that they spend in this state now, it will be more than if they decide to share the money into individual of in this state. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
Okay. Now, my place, you have never get anything, and I can tell you, begin to ask every Lagosian. How many? Let me say, we did in a midst of 20 people. Ask them, 5 people will not get this thing that I'm telling you. So it's a scam. All these things is a scam. Let us not deceive ourselves. We are the ones suffering for the sin they brought to us. We are suffering it now. We can't move freely. We can't do anything. People are dying. A lot of people are dying as I'm talking to you. Forget about the virus of itself. People are dying. People are dying. Hunger are killing people. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Vincent. Thank you so much. According to him, he says that it's a scam. So I want to know your take on this, especially for those that are living in Lagos. This is Our Lagos, and we're here to talk about how it has been in the city of Lagos. Maybe we can be saying our audio stimulus package, our government talk. I want to know, for those of you that have experienced or you've received this, do want to contribute on the program. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Mr. Tokas from Ofin Ibugbe Ikorodu. It is rather unfortunate that the yearning of the people, our government do as if they don't hear what we are saying. As I am talking to you, we are only hearing it through this media. Nothing is coming to our area here. It is when campaign is ongoing that we know people is living at our area here. The only solution is through the business. We thank you people because what you are doing is an eye-opener to us here. That is my take on the only solution, sir, is through the BVN.
Through the BVN?
Yes.
All right. Okay, thank you so much, Tokat. It has also been reported that in a bid to ease the distribution mechanism of these stimulus packages to its grassroots citizens, the Lagos State government is collaborating with the NYSC in Lagos, that's talking about the National Youth Service Corps, in the distribution of these items across the local government of the state Do well to let me know how this has been. Have you seen any, perhaps, youth copper distributing, disseminating these food items in your locality? And if yes, I'd love to know what these comprises of. Do well to share with us today on Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
Hello?
Hello, good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Anthony.
Your name is Anthony.
Yes, I'm speaking from Ikorodu.
Good to hear from you, namesake. Good to hear from you. Please go ahead.
Yeah. I want to contribute to this.
Yes, the floor is yours. The floor is yours.
Yeah, I want to let you understand that this whole thing, I see it as a scam. The reason why I'm saying that is that even if I'm not getting, I have just got it. I've not seen anybody around me getting it to prove that it is real. So it is complete scam. The government knows what they are doing. At the end of the day, they will tell you that they have spent these billions of naira doing that. They put the money in their own pocket and give to sick people. They know what they are doing. Understand? Well, that's just my contribution. The 14 days is almost ending. When it ends now, you will hear that they spent this amount of money. They will give us rough figures that this is what they have spent. Meanwhile, they didn't give people things. This is rubbish.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution there as well. That's coming from Anthony. Anthony's as well calling from Ikorodu, giving his own feedback with regards to the stimulus package as promised by the state government. We're still here. We're still anticipating. We're still expectant, of these stimulus packages that have been promised to be disseminated to the vulnerable citizens in the state. Good afternoon to you.
Actually, the government is trying to reach out to people, but the fact is that the thing is not reaching out as supposed to be. Definitely, we have not seen anything from the federal government, but personally, I have been able to witness, I think, 2 derricks of beans from collected by my neighbor.
2 derricks of beans?
Sir?
You said 2 derricks of beans?
Yes.
Only. For 6 persons. Okay. Go on, please. Go on into here.
Yes. So collected by my neighbor. And how they do it is that they collected this thing and pour it inside a wheelbarrow. They begin to share it to make two derricks and 1 derrick of beans to the people.
Okay.
Something that's supposed to be 5 derrick or 5 rice, 5 derrick of rice, 5 derrick of beans as announced by the governor. But what we saw is that they just gather some bags, some small bags, pour it inside with wheelbarrow, and they begin to share it to the derricks or one the derricks to some people. So that is what is happening, and this
in Songo Water, yeah.
In Songo Water. So what we enjoy in the government is that we should go digital in this matter. Let us use PVN. Let us, at least for the first time, let us try the functionality of this PVN and see if it is working.
Thank you so much for your contribution as well. This is Our Lagos on Women Radio, WFM 91.7, Nigeria's first and only radio station for women and their families. I want our women as well to, give me their own contribution on this. We've had our men calling in all day. I'd like to hear from the women as well. I want to know how this has been with you, because most times I know that I think we see more of our women, you see more of our children who are even more vulnerable in these situations. You see there, sadly, you see most of the husbands sending women out there, perhaps to certain stimulus package distribution centers to go get this. I want to know how this has been with you. I want to know what package has gotten to you, and what, irrespective of the package that has gotten to you, what did it comprise of?
I'm a single mother of 3 kids.
Okay, please go ahead.
Right now, you keep hearing that they are sharing this, and they're not seeing anything. As I'm talking to you, I'm only a cleaner, and right now, I only depend on my salary. Now that we are indoor, except we are working, that's when I know that, yes, I'm going to earn something at the end of everything. I'm indoor, I only have 200 naira. So I don't really know. I don't know.
And you're yet to get any of the packages as promised, Janet.
Nothing. I haven't seen not even a single derrick of rice.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution as well, Janet. I really appreciate it. This is our Lagos on Women Radio WFM 91.7. I also want to hear from our women. Okay, and with regards to going digital, with regards to the government trying to make this cash instead of raw materials and thereabout, there's been speculations that please, why don't you try the BVN? Why don't you try the BVN? And who knows? This has been ongoing for about a few weeks now. If in any way you've gotten any financial package as well, do to share with us on the program today. Hello.
Yes, in this area we've not really seen it. So far no incentive from anywhere, and I think a lot of people are really suffering, especially the old ones who have been into the house not to come out. The children cannot do anything, they can't go out to work. For me now, I'm a part-time teacher and I've just said all I have. With my 3 kids, no money, parents do not pay fees. The school owners are saying there's no money until school is paid. So what do we do? My account is 10 naira, 78 kobo.
So how have you been coping during this period? How have you been coping during this lockdown, Elizabeth?
Well, we just said all we had. My husband is also a teacher, so there's nothing on ground for us at all. We are just indoors, no private between. Everybody's trying to keep social distance. And we are hoping to get maybe the government to do something according to what we have in our account. But nothing. We are just depending on God.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution as well, Elizabeth. Thank you so much. This is our Lagos, and of course, on our Lagos, this is where we get to talk about situations ongoing in Lagos. We look at the culture, we look at the tradition and life generally in the city, the hustle, the bustle in our Lagos. Not to forget, my name is Anthony Delmelda, and today on the program we're still talking about these palliative measures that has been promised by the state government on its citizens. We're looking forward to, we're still expecting these stimulus packages. So certain people there are certain people who said they've gotten, and there are still quite a lot of Lagosians who have stated that they are yet to get anything. So I want to know, especially those that have gotten, and if you've gotten, what does this comprise of? Because according to the state governor that's coming from Governor Bolatunde Sanwo-Olu, according to him, he stated, and he says that these packages are meant to ensure that it provides for about 6 persons, 6 persons per household. That is it. That is how it's meant to be, 6 persons per household, and should be able to last you 14 days. And this was even before the end of the first lockdown we had, the first 14 days. This is an extended 14 days. I want to know, how has this benefited you in any way? In case you haven't gotten any stimulus package yet, let me know. If you've heard from a neighbor, if you've heard from a friend, or certain rumors making the round on how certain stimulus packages are being disseminated, do all to share with us today on Women Radio WFM 91.7. It's important that we demand accountability for these packages.
Good afternoon.
All right, good afternoon.
I want you to know that since they started we are just hearing the news that they will give this, but nothing came to us in this side of the country. Nothing. We don't see anything, no sign of anything. Only we have been hearing it.
Okay.
And nobody around this side even said anything about medicating anything from the government, even the local government, even from the federal government and the state government. Nothing came to us here.
All right, thank you for your contribution as well, Essay. Thank you so much for your contribution. All right, this is our Lagos Women Radio WFM 91.7. Do to let me know exactly how it has been with you as well. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Yeah, what I'm saying is this, you guys are doing the right way, right? But the fact, in my own locality, that's the Jamaica local government, the chairman there and his men of APC are really bastardizing the whole thing that place. Nobody has ever got to anything. Rather, they share among their own walls, their own members of the APC. And that's how the government has arranged it. The idea of that sharing of things is so primitive. The best thing we should go on TV and that's what I have to say. We have the level of the because the sentiments are attached to this thing. We should do something better for people staying home for weeks or months at home. Just like that.
Thank you so much, Daniel. Thank you so much. I appreciate your comments as well. This is our Lagos. My name is Anthony Delmelda, and today we're looking at the palliative measures that have been promised by the state for its citizens. And as it is, we want to know, and I want to know, okay, How many of you have been able to get your stimulus package? It's been about 21 days and counting, and there's still quite a number of reports of certain people still saying, you know what, we're yet to get anything. We haven't gotten anything. We're still looking forward. They still expect. And if you're there among these people, we never receive anything with regards to the stimulus package, may we know already. Do want to join in on the conversation on our Lagos today. Talk as it take be. No, I know what make you even shy. Just call me up, especially our women. I still expect more calls from our women. We don't get many of our men we don't call today on the program, but I'm anticipating at the same time our women do all the sharing on how this has been. How have you been coping? How have you been surviving during this period? Okay, this is for Lagos State.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
From the outlook of things, you can see from people that are calling that no one has called in since I've been listening that he or she has been able to receive any package. That is how it is everywhere. We are just hearing it. I've never seen anybody, none that have said they have received anything from the government. But what I want to advise people is, I think this is a time for people to return back to the church.
To the church?
Like the church and worshiping. Yes.
Why do you say so, okay?
They should come out and help their members. They should come out and help people in the street. Like my church, since they started this COVID-19, they have been able to share food to the street. Not only those that worship in that church, they have been able to share food that many that can come and connect. So people should stop depending on government. Government will not do anything. We are just hearing it. They know what to do. The easiest thing for them to do is to pay through the BVN. That is how to reach everybody. But they are not doing it. We are just hearing it, watching it on television. I've not seen anybody, even on radio, I've not heard it that anybody has called in to say he has received anything. They should return back to their local churches. At least I believe they will help. If they cannot, there are a lot of churches that are doing it in my area. So they should go back to their local churches.
Okay.
I believe they can get help from there.
All right. Thank you so much for your comment as well, James. This is Women Radio WFM 91.7. One thing is we definitely sympathize and empathize with vulnerable Nigerians, during this period, especially those that are struggling during the lockdown, during this COVID-19. At the same time, I'd also implore that you please do well to reach out to your neighbors, reach out to pastors, your imam, your local government to come to your aid. And for those of us, for those at in Arepo, it's important to know that Women Radio is as well giving out food, to those in need. But right now, this is our Lagos. We're talking about the stimulus package update with regards to those dwelling in Lagos. And at the same time, I'm also looking forward to certain people with different angles. Okay, if you don't receive, like one of our callers talk, say you don't even say you don't receive. He here say one of his neighbor don't receive, and according to him, what the stimulus package consisted of 2 terikas of beans, and that was it. So I'm also looking forward to more information on how this has been, and if you know anyone who's gotten, what does this comprise of? Is it something that can sustain you for the 14 days? Is it something that has been keeping not just you and your family? Apparently, the state governor, not to forget of Lagos State, that's Babajide Sanwo-Olu, has stated that it's going to be sufficient for 6 persons per household. 6 persons per household. In other words, if it doesn't sustain 6 persons per household for the next 14 days, it most definitely is not. There's certain things that have been, tampered with this, and we do not want any form of manipulations or corruption in these stimulus package deliveries. So do want to join in on the conversation today on Our Lagos Women Radio WFM 91.7. I have this text coming from Chima. This says, Good afternoon, sir. My name is Chima from Ajunwa from Ogun State. I'm a handwork person. For the past days of the lockdown, we have not got anything here. Even right now, in my area, 2 people are dead because of hunger. Let them do something about it. All right. Thank you for your text, Chima. At the same time, I really do sympathize and empathize with you.
Hello. In respect to what you said to one of that person that called. Okay. You were asking what does the person mean by scam? This is, I'm supposed to have narrowed this comment to Lagos State, but I'm saying it at large. Look at the donation that they are giving to the country. Look at the amount of money given to donate for people who are here and the citizens. Now the question is, what is being given to them is not in equivalence, is not worthy of taking care of them. And you are still asking what scam is involved. The whole thing is all scam. The leadership policies, they are involved. They practice on all scams. The strategies, all these strategies, my brother. There is nothing real in it. And if 2 cups of rice, 2 derica of beans would want to be given to a Nigerian, what do we depend on in the nearest future for our own kids? So my contribution is that where I am, nobody received anything. Nobody had a dime from anybody. And we are not supposed to be treated like refugees. If they are given money, everybody can be able to decide what to do with the amount given to him. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate your comment as well. Thank you so much. Hello, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, sir. My name is Joy. I'm coming from Ogun State, Lambert side.
Joy, good to hear from you.
Sir?
Okay. Good to hear from you, Joy. Good to hear from you. Please go on.
All right. Since today is 21 days now, we've never received anything like food. I've never seen anything. So, and the government said that they are going to pay inside our account so that we'll be using it to release package. They did not pay up till now. So even in America, they are giving even people that are not citizens, they are giving them money, paying to their account so that they can sustain. Hungry can kill human being.
All right.
If that's the case, my suggestion is that
They should do this mass close. So people will be coming out and they should be going house to house and check people that have the COVID-19. People they have it, the people that have it, they will pack them to one side, isolate them to one side. The people that do not have it should be going out for their work so that they will earn their daily bread. Because that is why thieves everywhere in my area now, every night we do vigilante, both men. Because of this thieves.
Thank you, Joy. Thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution as well on our Lagos today. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, this is our Lagos on Women Radio, WFM 91.7, talking about the case summary in Nigeria. And as of today, in regards to the COVID-19, I think we've had about 7,153 samples that have been tested, and total confirmed cases in the country as of today 627. Looking at those that have been discharged, we're having I think a number, I think 170. Yes, 170 numbers. Those are the number of people that have been discharged, and sadly we've had 21 deaths. And Lagos have been the one largely affected in cases of positive, those positive to the COVID-19 with 376 numbers, 376. And we have number of active cases in Lagos, 266. And in Lagos alone, we've had 13 deaths. Now, this is the situation with regards to COVID-19 in Lagos. All right, moving on, we have quite a lot of, Abuja has 88 confirmed cases. Number of active cases, we have 63, and we have 2 deaths in Abuja. But for the time being, right, focusing on Lagos, it's been a lot. We've been on a lockdown for about 21 days. And at the same time, we're trying to ensure that the promises, the stimulus packages that have been assured Lagosians by the state government have been, well attended to. So this is what we're talking about today on the program. If you're a beneficiary of this stimulus package, do want to let us know.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, there is nothing in this area. A lot of people are suffering, bros. I've been listening to this program. They should do something about this thing. I pray what happened in Malawi that is not happening in Nigeria. Malawi people, they came out, they protect. I pray that such a thing will not happen here. A lot of people are suffering. All our government, they are heartless. I can put it that way. I'm sorry to say they are heartless people. A lot of people are suffering. Now see a lot of people begging for food outside. A lot of people begging for 10 naira, 15 naira, 100 naira to feed their children. It is very bad. I don't know what is happening in this country. We are just deceiving ourselves. They are deceiving us. Our government are deceiving us. If it's at least they can easily share money through this BVN. If it is 3,000 naira, they should give everybody. They will be saying that our government give us 3,000. No. Now 21 days now, nothing. It is well, God will everybody.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Tunde. Thank you so much. That's Tunde as well, calling all the way from Ikpaja. Let's take another caller. Hello.
We have not heard anything or seen anything from. We've not received anything from the government. And if they want to solve this problem, fine. What they're supposed to do is going house to house. If they give us money, as use the DVN thing to give us money, first of all, then they can now go house to house. So test each house or each person in the house to know who is positive and who is negative.
Okay.
So that people can. Hello?
I'm with you. Go ahead, Esther.
So that people can see. Hunger really killing a lot of people, even in this my area here. I mean, people are really dying of hunger. Another thing is, during the election, everybody will come out and line up in the sun that we are voting for them.
Okay.
It's the time to pay back. It's the time to pay back. Even all these general overseer pastors and all that, even churches, they can help. In my area now, is only one woman that gave rice to some people. Before we get there, it has finished. Just a bag of rice. And has been willing on her own. It's not that it's from the government. Imagine if that woman can do that. What about that? Our leaders should please help us. This is the masses. Without us, they are nothing. Without us, we are the ones that put them there. This is not the time to pay back. I don't know what they are doing. Like me and my children now, the only money, all the money I have in this 21 days, I've finished. The only what I have now is a cup of gari in my house to feed how many people? How many days? So please, sir, I don't know if they are hearing what the masses are saying, or we are just talking because we know how to talk. Please let them hear. Please, sir, let this back to them. That them too can do something for us. Let them use the BVN thing. Everybody has BVN. If they give everybody money, whatever amount they can give us, I'm not talking of any amount. Any amount they know that can go around, they should give it to each citizen. Then begin to go from house to house for this COVID-19 because they said 2 weeks. Just these 2 weeks will soon finish and the COVID-19 is still there. So now if they release us to go come out and continue our daily activities, that means they want to wipe off Nigeria. Because before you know it, everybody will confess it. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Esther. I really appreciate your comment. And at the same time, Women Radio 91.7 sympathize and empathize with vulnerable Nigerians that are struggling during this period. This is our Lagos. And of course, we're still talking on the stimulus package that has been promised to Lagosians. The question today is, have you gotten yours? You don't get your own. If you don't get your own, I see. Well, so far we don't talk on the show today, and apparently, besides the one we talk say in here, say my neighbor. I never hear anyone we talk say I don't get to. Now we're seeing the inside. Now this one the inside. Do all to let me know. If you know, say you don't receive your own, you get say whatever it is with the inside. We the join give you. Do all to share with us today. But at this time, it's important we all become one. It's the moment where we get to put aside every differences whatsoever, competencies, put on that human part of us, say we be one. At this point we should all stay united. The people if we help, especially if they in that position to help others, if maybe one plastic or rice, whatever it is, if you're in that position to assist, and sure say maybe also they help our people. It's important, as we suppose at this time they spread love more than ever. This is our Lagos on Women Radio, WFM 91.7.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, my name is Mr. Elijah.
Elijah, where are you calling from?
Calling from Ibafuazis.
All right, good to hear from you, Elijah. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I just want to make you guys understand what is going on in our area. As a matter of fact, people cut grass now to feed their family because of this issue of food problem. You understand?
People cut grass. You said people cut grass to
grass on the street. Yes, on the street to feed their family. It has got it to that level. Are you with me?
I am with you totally.
Yeah, so it's becoming objectable. We were told that they are going to pay money to our account, and we did not see any money. Speaking generally, even around my fair area, that same platform, somebody thought was. You can see the level is degenerating. So we are calling the government to do something on time so that it will not lead to crashes.
Okay.
You understand?
I do understand you. I do understand you.
So that is just what we are. And we don't sleep at night. You see all kinds of boys, they are coming to come and terrorize. We all do guide at night, vigilante stuff. So, you know, the tenant and the landlord, you know, like a joint, you know, task force to stay outside in the morning. So that is not what we are following. So we are begging the government that they should do something fast, because otherwise, if we continue like this might lead to state of anarchy. So that is my contribution.
Thank you so much, Elijah. Thank you so much. I appreciate your contribution as well on Women Radio WFM 91.7. In regards to this stimulus package over the follow yan, you know, even state governments have don't talk say come this stimulus package now for the aged, now for the vulnerable. So we won't try to understand who be the aged, who be the vulnerable, because certain people have they talk say if you say the targeted group is the aged, it is the vulnerable, which constitute definitely less than about 30%, you know, of the population of the state. Then what happens to the remaining 70%? So even if you know, say they listen, you be elderly, if you they amongst the category of you know, those with the term vulnerable ones, make I know, have you gotten yours as well? Do you want to share with me today? I have this text coming from James from Alta says 2020 is a year of reward. The situation at hand has helped expose the deceitfulness of political leadership in Nigeria, at least to the gullible Nigerians. Before now, the rice sent to IDPs got missing. What then do you expect about stimulus package? People should show pride and approach neighbors and servants of God around them for help. Government advert a strategy to secure foreign grants and put in their private pockets. True government in Nigeria is OYO. This is coming from James all the way from Alta. Appreciate your comments, your text, James. I have this as well. This is coming from, this is an anonymous text. Hello, and promise, by the way. Hello, and promise from Ojota. Sir, nothing, absolutely nothing has been given to anybody in my area, not even one person. Government should please help. People are dying of hunger. They should please help for Christ's sake. This is coming from Promise. Moving on, I have this as well. This is Genesis from Moe. He says, good afternoon, I'm Genesis. It's quite obvious that all this palliative stuff is scam. I would advise people not to put hope on the government for any relief packages, because the government knows the right thing to do, but they're not ready to do anything. They're only deceiving themselves in the name of they are working on distributing the relief packages. It's only God that can help us in this country. This is coming from Genesis. Thank you for your text. I'm probably going to have to go for one final call. It's 8 minutes to 3 on Women Radio WFM 91.7. And so far we don't talk on the palliative measures where the state government of Lagos talks that they will provide, and we know certain people there are still reports say certain people don't receive. I want to know, if you're amongst those people we don't receive, what does this comprise of? What does the stimulus package comprise of, especially for you? Because obviously as it take B, it'd be like say these stimulus packages differ, by local government, and we need to understand which thing exactly did this. If you don't receive your own, do well to let me know as well. This is Women Radio WFM 91.7, and of course is OurLagos. So far today we've been talking on the situation of the palliative measures that has been promised to the state, and I've been asking, come, if you don't, one way or the other benefit from this one. But apparently many people we don't call today on the program don't never even benefit from them. In fact, I think 90% of those who don't call today never even see any stimulus package come their side at all. They never even hear for their neighbors. Even the one we talk say about the one we neighbor get, in talk saying only 2 derica of beans for 1%, and the only thing that was it. That was all. And not to forget what the state government has promised the state, that's talking about Lagos State now. It promises that these stimulus packages will be very much sufficient, for 6 persons per household for the 14-day lockdown. And as it take be, this is the second phase of the lockdown. Now, 21 days we don't spend officially with regards to the lockdown. Many people don't even spend past 21 days for house. Certain people don't even day before the lockdown come into being. Don't stay like 1 week, some 2 weeks and thereabout. So this has been what we're talking about on Women Radio WFM 91.7. OurLagos, before I let go today, because it's about that moment I get to call it a day on the program. One thing is, Lagos State, of course, seems to be working. The governor as well has been his deputy as well, the Commissioner for Health, they've been informing Lagosians, on a regular basis. We can see that he's also ensuring that Lagos State citizens are protected. But one thing is, we definitely urge Lagos State government to ensure relief packages get to the poor, get to the less privileged, those that are really, really in need of this. There should be proper monitoring. It's essential. It's important that there is proper monitoring, so these relief packages are not diverted to the wrong hands. Apparently, we say these packages, don't they go, don't they enter don't they go wrong hands? So far on the program today, we didn't get a single person who's been able to say that yes, so I don't receive it. And yes, this actually calls for some serious attention. Okay, calls for serious attention. There must be accountability, and we also want again urge the government to look at supporting small medium enterprises, NGOs as well. We don't even help. We need to ensure that these people, they're empowered to also continue to help in this time where we find ourselves. We know saying not trying time, not downtime, but I want you all to know something. We go through this. We go come out of this together. We will prevail. But it's important, okay? Just stay at home for the time being. If you're not an essential worker, ensure you still continue to keep social distancing, maintain it, even physical distancing. Is all everything, all join. Wash your hands regularly with soap and water for 20 seconds. If you find out say you sneeze, a bit a cough, ensure say you do them into your elbow. It's important at the same time. Say make we stay safe. No need for panic, all right? But one thing, we duly sympathize and empathize with everyone going through this situation. And at the same time, we're calling on to the government to ensure that these packages are well attended to, well monitored by the right persons. Our Lagos is every Monday at 2 p.m. I really do not want you to miss it, okay? It's our Lagos, now your Lagos. Thank you so much for doing this with me today. I had a great time, getting to hear from every one of you today. I really do hope we got some bit of information that we duly deserve. Next week, Monday, yet again, we'll be here, 2 p.m., same time, talking about these situations, breaking the culture of silence, ensuring that we demand accountability for all. My name is Anthony Dameld. I do want to visit Women Radio at WFM 917, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, WFM 917. Coming up at 3 is the news on the hour. Until then, keep living.
WFM 91.7.